Welcome to Disabled Disney, all you out there in Disabled Disney land. This is my second attempt to shoot this video. If you watched it earlier, I'm sorry. I wasn't speaking very loud and there was some weird white noise in it. So attempt number 2. Stick with me, I promise. I will get the hang of this eventually. So some housekeeping before we get started. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet or you're new, hit that subscribe and click the little bell icon. And then you'll be notified whenever we post a new video or we upload anything. So make sure that you do that for us. We are currently running a giveaway on Instagram. So go to our Instagram page and you can be entered. Follow the instructions there and you could be entered to win this cute little Disney pop. Aladdin, isn't he cute? And some alien ears from Toy Story, but I don't have those yet, so I can't show them to you. But there is a picture on our Instagram, our Facebook, and our Twitter. So if you go to any one of those and look for the post, it'll be there. You'll find it. They're super cute. So the first thing that I wanted to do was we have our first patron on Patreon, so I have to do her shout out. Thanks, Jillian. Checks in the mail. She's our daughter. So we have rewards if you're a patron on Patreon. The first tier at the $1 level is a shout out in a video, thus the shout out for Jillian. The second tier is access to exclusive content, which we are still working on, but since we don't have anybody at that level yet, not super worried about it. But we're going to get there. And then you'll also get the previous reward, which is a shout out in a video. If you are a Patreon member at $20, you'll get the shout out, the exclusive content, and a personalized thank you card. And if you're at our 4th level, which is $100, you'll get a Disabled Disney t-shirt, which we are working on designing with someone right now, the personalized thank you card, the access to exclusive content, and the shout out in the video. We wanted to tell you why we think Disney is really disability friendly, and there's a few reasons for that. Number one, for me, being in a wheelchair when I go to the parks or in my own mobility scooter, which Disney calls ECVs, electronic convenience vehicle, they don't make me feel like I'm a burden. They try to do everything they can to help out people with disabilities. They, like when we go to Breakfast in the Park, Minnie and Friends Breakfast in the Park character dining, it's a buffet. And if you're in a wheelchair, it's hard to do buffets, you know? So the last time we went, one of the cast members, and that's what Disney calls all of their employees, is cast members. No matter what job you do, you're a cast member, because Disney's putting on a show, so it's their cast. She got the tray, got my plate, and we went around getting food, and she took it to the table, so that way my husband didn't have to get me food and get him food and make a bunch of trips. And you know, they just go over the top. They go out of their way to do whatever they can to help you. They have first aid stations all over the park, and if you need ice packs, if you need to refrigerate medications, they have beds, little cots you can lay down on if you need to ice, you know, something. Like last time we went in September, my arthritis was really bad and my ankle hurt really bad. So we went into one and I was like, is there some place I can like prop up my ankle and put an ice pack on it? And they're like, yeah, come on in. And they took me back to this room and they have a bunch of cots in there and they just let me lay down and ice my ankle. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's a service that they provide. You just go in, tell them what you need, and they're more than happy to help you with it. They also have like private treatment rooms if there's some medical thing you need to do that you need privacy for. You know, they have these private rooms that you can go to. They also have made certain attractions more disability accessible. Like on Space Mountain, they now have a car that's just for the disabled people. So when you go down, they the car is parked at the side, and you can take all the time you need to get in and out of it, and then it moves you over and into the regular flow of the cars, into the traffic flow. So it ends up being a lot better experience. The ride's not breaking down all the time like it used to. And it's really a benefit for mobility challenged people like me. And in DCA, Disney's California Adventure, they have the new Little Mermaid ride. And that one's like Haunted Mansion, where it just goes around and around in a loop. And they can slow it down and keep you in your wheelchair and push you up onto this car. Chariot. They call it Chariot. And there is a seat, so you can take a passenger with you. And then they put a seatbelt over you. And they tighten in your wheelchair so it doesn't move with straps and stuff, how they do all their strappy stuff. And you just go on the ride, and then when you get back, they slow the ride down, they undo everything and pull you off. And it's really a pretty amazing invention. Whoever designed it came up with it, and I really love it. And it would be nice if they would do that with Haunted Mansion, because the rides that have the moving floors, I can't do without stopping. I will twist my knee trying to get on and off of them. So I really like that. Anytime you need anything, you just go to guest services and you find any of the guest services, and you tell them what your problem is and what you need, and they will try and help you and fix it and figure out what they can do to help you. They also have the Disability Access Service Card called the DAS card. So if your disability isn't obvious, it's not like you're in a wheelchair, you go to customer service at like Town Hall in Disneyland, and you tell them what you need, and they have you fill out this card, and it says on it what accommodations you need, so that way you can give it to the cast members that you come in contact with that need to give you that accommodation. I don't have to use it because I'm in a wheelchair. It's a pretty obvious thing. So, but that's if you have a disability that's not super obvious. There's also, I think that's it. The other thing I wanted to cover is one of my friends, Denise, shout out Denise. She said she was in a Disney group on Facebook, and they're always saying shoes, 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 comfortable shoes. And she's like, well, I have neuropathy, and no matter what shoes I wear, my feet hurt. So there are some medical conditions like neuropathy where, yeah, no matter what you do, you're going to hurt. So my biggest suggestion for that, which I also put into my blog this week. So if you go to our Wix site and read our blog, I have 10 tips for just basic traveling with disability tips in there. This one is included. Build in break time. You're gonna need time to sit down, get off your feet, and just relax. There are a lot of places throughout the park. You can just go sit down, chill, like have a snack, or you can go into Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln and just sit down and watch the show, or other different shows like Frozen Forever After in DCA, or Mickey and the Magical Map, is that what it's called, in Disneyland. There's different little places where you can go see a little show, sit down for 20 minutes, do something to where you're out of the heat, out of the sun, out of the rain, out of the whatever, and you can just relax and get off your feet. That's going to be your biggest help with a disability like neuropathy. If you have any questions on like a specific disability or like something specific that you want to know about, leave it in the comments or send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I will try to cover it. If you have any other questions, like last week somebody commented about the bags and, if there's lockers and stuff, leave it and I will try to get to it and answer it. And yeah, that's it. So, oh, and the app. Download the app. It's got a map on it. It'll tell you where all the first aid stations, the bathrooms, everything are. And again, thanks to our first patron on Patreon, Jillian. Yeah, that's her, our little girl. So thank you. Have a great week. A magical weekend coming up and a magical day tomorrow. Thank you.